All right, so man, it's so nice out. I thought I'd come out and do an old-fashioned stump top review of one of my new knives. I got this just a couple days ago. I have played with it. I ordered it off of Amazon for $23, free shipping. This is a Szco Supply Western Style Bowie, the carbon steel edition. You know, this is a budget blade. I'm gonna approach this review as a budget survival, maybe budget bushcraft, but it's a chopper. It's a nice knife for the money. It has a pleasing look to the eye in a rough and rugged way. You know, the fit and finish on this is not probably what most would consider show quality. You know, it's a tool. You know, it's beefy. It's got some issues. You know, you can hear that guard rattle. It's got some slop in it, but at the same time, it's not going anywhere. It's 15 inches overall. The blade is 10 inches. With probably about an inch and a quarter, or 9 inches and a quarter cutting surface, wood slab scales with brass pins. This is a knife that you can abuse, you know, or buy as a project knife. Like if you're wanting to get into, like, say, maybe file work or something like that, you can buy this knife and practice that. You can practice rehandling it, you know, or just take it out in the woods and chop with it. You're not going to hurt it. It is a full tang, as you can see, construction, and it's a beast of a tang. I mean, it's exposed there. You can see it. I got it as a field knife, so I'm approaching it as a survival bushcraft knife, because a big blade like this can chop, split, and then actually work, you know, like say a bow stave or something like that. Right out of the box, it did not come sharp. Like, you could feel that it wanted to have an edge, but I had to work it with a stone just for a few minutes, maybe 10 minutes both sides, and then it would cut. It's still got a ways to go before it'll feather stick really well, but it'll cut paper. So I mean, it'll do some carving. But the spine came out of the box 90 degrees. So, you know, that's great with, you know, your survival knives, and you know what a lot of guys like about that will actually, if it's got a round back, we'll take a file and square that thing off, so it'll do that. You know, it's a nice knife. I mean, for the money, you can't go wrong. The sheath is cheap, but at the same time, like, not the worst I've seen. You know, it's not one of those nylon contraptions. You can see the big generous belt loop, the thick leather. It's got a pretty good snap on it. The black coloring's already kind of rubbing off, but it will do the job of holding the knife. When it's in the sheath, there is no rattle. I can actually hold this upside down. You know, it's not just falling out. You know, so it'll do the job. The only thing that I'm kind of concerned about, but this is because I make a lot of my own leather stuff, is the stitching on this. I don't know how well that will hold up over time. As you wear it on your side and it rubs, if one of these stitches come out, I can tell that's like a machine stitch. They tend to just and come undone like a zipper. So just something to keep in mind. But, you know, for 20 bucks, you know, that's a nice knife for 20 bucks. And a good solid sheath that, you know, again, you could, you know, start adding stuff to. You know, you could make a, you know, put some paracord on there or something, and maybe even just sew a ferro rod loop on it, and, you know, start yourself off with a good heavy, you know, chopper knife. Thing is it's rugged and tough. I mean, it's got some decent steel, but at the same time, it doesn't weigh a ton. you know, so it's carryable, you know, especially if you put it in a bag or something, or, you know, get a good belt and wear it on your side. So I highly recommend it. Thing is with the handle, it is pretty big, but you know, go ahead and sand on it. You know, if you need to thin it down a little bit, you know, sand it down, re-oil it. If you grip it and you feel kind of a spot pinching, that's what we call a hot spot. That'll give you blisters over time. Take some sandpaper and take that spot down.
Hi.
But, hi, my daughter. You know, and it's got a lot of character, you know. It's a very traditional looking blade. I really like it. So this is definitely going into my, like, probably top, you know, top 10, top 5 knives. But anyways, so there it is, the Szco Western Bowie, and it's pronounced Cisco, but it's spelled S-Z-C-O. So if you go to look for them, I don't know if they have a lot of other products or not. I just was looking for these blades because I saw them on another channel. Johnny B All Day is a Bowie knife nut, and I've been watching some of his stuff. And this was covered in a couple of his videos. It was one of his first knives, and he says, you know, it loves it. One warning though, this is carbon steel, and he said that he had his rust on him. So if you do get the carbon steel version, just be aware of that. You'll have to, you know, take that into consideration. So anyways, I'm going to be going on to the next one. We'll see you later.